you something? Donald Trump just sent the National Guard to the streets of DC, and they locking up everybody. And then he signed a bill into law withholding cashless bail. Meaning, if you got arrested for something but can't afford bail, your ass ain't going nowhere. Your property of the state working for $2 a day. Cause the system would normally give you a goddamn cashless bail, granting you freedom until your trial. Well, Uncle Trump just signed off on the executive order demanding federal authorities to uphold people that have been arrested in DC to the furthest extent permitted. And since he put down martial law out there in the goddamn streets of DC, the streets been silenced and safe. Check this shit out.
They said FBI, DEA, ICE, it's all that outside in Washington, D.C. I don't even gotta look over my shoulder no more. I'm walking around with this shit. I ain't hiding none of this shit. I'm walking blocks with this motherfucker. Listen, jump out on me if you want. I'm gonna scream. They're gonna be here in 33 seconds. As soon as you jump out, get that shit up. Ah! Help! They gonna help the shit out of me. Y'all niggas jump out of y'all want. Good God almighty, boy. I got some motherfucking help. Some backup. For real, you jump out, I'm gonna blow your ass. Look, they right here. Look, they outside though. Oh, God almighty. I could just scream, they gonna help me.
So since that worked, Trump got a goddamn different plan now. Trump directing all his attention to goddamn Chicago. He's sending them National Guards out there to O-Block.
The National Guard has done such an incredible job working with the police. And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do, we have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're gonna make our country very safe. We're gonna make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
Yeah, and then he going to the Orange Mine out there in Memphis. Cause Trump got a plan to crack down on crime in the goddamn US most dangerous areas of the world. And if Donald enforced that cashless bail like he did in DC, in Memphis, and goddamn O-Block Chicago, the streets gonna look like a ghost town in Memphis and Chicago. But the question is, would this type of enforcement actually be helpful or harmful? Because many people think that Donald is testing his power to control and patrol by pretending like he's attempting to protect and serve. People are reacting with different responses. Check this shit out.
Our children can't walk around the community without fear of being hurt or kidnapped or having a drive-by. So it's what these numbers that they're expressing, we don't feel it in our quality of life.
Now here's my question to you, and I want you to comment below. Do you think that this will make America safe again? Do you think that this will make the hood safe for your kids and give them a better chance at dodging death in prison in the future? Or do you think that this will empower the trumpet to go further into controlling humanity, into dictatorship? What you think? Comment below, let me know. Now, I am for the safety in the community, because, boy, let me tell you something. Black on black crime is definitely worse than the KKK. But they ain't deploying them goddamn National Guard on the KKK. They coming for us today. So I want to hear what you got to say. Comment below and let me know how y'all feel about the situation. But guess what? The goddamn governor, the mayor out there in Chicago, he responded to Trump. Check this shit out.
Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. As I've said many times in the past, members of the National Guard are not trained to serve as law enforcement. They are trained for the battlefield. and they're good at it. They're not trained to arrest people and read them their Miranda rights. They did not sign up for the National Guard to fight crime. And when we call them into service, we are reaching into local communities and taking people who have jobs and families away from their neighborhoods and the people who rely upon them. It is insulting to their integrity and to the extraordinary sacrifices that they make to serve in the Guard, to use them as a political prop. If Donald Trump was actually serious about fighting crime in cities like Chicago, he, along with his congressional Republicans, would not be cutting over $800 million in public safety and crime prevention grants nationally, including cutting $158 million in funding to Illinois for violence prevention programs that deploy trained outreach workers to de-escalate conflict on our streets, cutting $71 million in law enforcement grants to Illinois, direct money for police departments through programs like Project Safe Neighborhoods, the state and local anti-terrorism training program, and the Rural Violent Crime Reduction Initiative, cutting $137 million in child protection measures in Illinois that protect our kids against abuse and neglect. Trump is defunding the police.
As the mayor of this city, I can tell you that Chicagoans are not calling for a military occupation. They are calling for the same thing that we've been calling for some time, and that's investment. What safe cities across America all have in common, they invest in people, and that's what we're doing in Chicago. We need the federal resources to make sure that we're building more affordable housing, expanding mental and behavioral health care, education, all of these things that could reduce crime and provide real community safety. Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars for a publicity stunt to invoke chaos and terror, the federal government should spend that money on proven solutions to crime and violence reduction.
You know, when I have some slob like Pritzker criticizing us before we even go there, I made the statement that next should be Chicago, because as you all know, Chicago's a killing field right now. And they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need him, freedom, freedom. He's a dictator, he's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. Chicago, Illinois is a disaster. I have property there. It's a disaster what's going on in Chicago. And you get Pritzker, he's violating our rights. When I see what's happening to our cities, and then you send in troops, instead of being praised, they're saying you're trying to take over the republic. These people are sick. But I'm really saying, and I say this to all of you, in a certain way, we should wait to be asked, because they have cities that are so under control, out of control. So we go in and fix it. They take the full credit for it. I think the Democrats better get smart. And, politically, I hope they don't. But actually, in terms of love for the country, I hope they do, because it would be good to work together.